Well, hello guys. Welcome to our preview of the first week's fixtures.
Do I have to be here?
Yeah, you do. How are you doing, Simon? All right?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. I thought to myself, I'll give my son 24 hours to calm down, after that absolute horror show. And then I wake up this morning and we're signing Marko Arnautovic. And then at dinner time, we're signing Adrian Rabiot, or as Jamie's just said, Robot. Adrian Rabiot. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm absolutely fuming.
I'm laughing.
What did I say to you in the preview?
Yeah. What?
I don't ever want to see McTominay and Fred ever again.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. I haven't got some agenda. There's a reason for it. We were absolutely horrendous in midfield. Shocking.
I didn't watch your game. I watched our game, but...
Honest to God, Scott McTominay, I said it to you before, didn't I? And it doesn't take a genius to work it out. He literally walks around the pitch, kicking people. He should have been sent off.
Well, I saw that, and it's not just you saying this. There's been a lot of social media about it. So,
well, I said it before the game, because the man's 26 now, nearly. I think he's 26 in January, December, whenever. It's not like he's 22. And I've said a million times, there's no way on earth James Garner or Zidane Iqbal comes in and does any worse. Like, he literally walks around the pitch, kicking people, miscontrolling it, making bad passes. Out of the starting 11, he had the lowest amount of passes with the worst pass accuracy. David De Gea, who doesn't like to pass the ball, made more passes than our central midfielder. Like, he literally belongs in a Tony Pulis Stoke team, except he'd have to go on the bench because he's not even as good as Glenn Whelan. That is how bad he is.
And meanwhile, Joe Linton and Bruno are pulling strings.
Well, yeah, exactly. And Fred's not much. And to be fair, the rest of them weren't much better. No. Literally, apart from Christian Eriksen, and this is how embarrassed they should all be. A guy who this time last year was fighting for his life and didn't know if he would ever play football again, was by far the best United player on the pitch.
Yeah.
As soon as he come deep, we looked like we could have a bit of possession and create chances.
Too little, too late.
I don't even know where to start. Rashford was poor. Fernandes was giving the ball away. Sancho didn't get in the game. Ronaldo, didn't look interested. Maguire, the same mistakes. Luke Shaw, Maguire, Fred, and McTominay just keep making the same mistakes again every single. And this has been like a 4-year thing with McTominay now.
It's
and Fred.
the club. It's the club. It's still not right.
Well,
yeah.
I do feel for the managers a bit because they've got to put up with the. I mean, you've got City, who won the league, have gone out and bought Calvin Phillips and Haaland. Liverpool, who nearly won the quadruple, have gone out and spent £100 million on a player. Spurs, Chelsea look like they want to buy everyone, and we just say, "Here you are. Here's Marko Arnautovic." If Arnautovic and Rabiot are replacements for Ronaldo and instead of Frankie de Jong, we are absolutely screwed. We're screwed. I don't know what else to say.
I think I'd rather have Chris Wood than Arnautovic, to be fair.
I mean, It's like, what have we gone back to 2018? Because that's the last time he was good. And this weird obsession that the club's got with McTominay and Fred, it's just weird. It's like Louis Theroux has done documentaries on far less weird stuff than this. I'm so mad. I genuinely thought, I'd watched us in pre-season and we looked quite good. We looked like we took things on. We actually looked all right for about 6 or 7 minutes. And then I think Brighton just worked out that we were horrendous in midfield and started getting on top of us. And that's with their 2 best players out.
Yeah.
Bissouma's gone and Cucurella's gone. It was embarrassing. Nothing's changed.
Do you want to change your league table at all?
And to make it even worse, I'm going to have to take a bank loan out to pay everyone the money I'm going to owe them. The only team worse than United this weekend was my fantasy league team. I think I'm joint bottom with that as well.
Well, that's because you had Manchester United players.
I only had 2. That's horrendous as well. So the weekend has just been an absolute nightmare. And I think we play Liverpool the next home game. We've got Brentford away. I don't know what to say. And I have to sit here looking at your smug face because Newcastle actually look like quite a good team.
They did. I don't know whether, like we mentioned in the preview, whether it's Forest having so many players and not gelling, but it was a stroll in the park. We could have had 4 or 5.
A bit of
never
it was
worried
that.
us,
I said to you, I think Forest are going to struggle for a bit. But the thing with Newcastle, it's just a continuation of what was at the back end of last season, isn't it? You finished the season strong and you're starting this season strong.
I still think your problem is you're full of overpaid prima donnas. That is your problem.
100%, yeah.
If you look at the players that we've bought in and the players we've got, none of them are on more than 100 grand a week, I don't think, and they're all grafting their asses off for the shirt. And the fans are just getting on your back constantly.
I mean, there is a pressure. There's clearly a pressure that coming to United.
Pressure.
I'm not going to go too hard on Ten Hag because it's the first game, and there's a continuation now, isn't there, from Jose to Wally to Ranić to Ten Hag. It's the same crap week in, week out. Yeah. So there has to come a point where you start putting it on the players. And Ranić come out and said, you need to get rid of 10 players and you need to sign 10 players. We've sacked him because we didn't like the truth, and it's so obvious that he was right. And he said, you need to sign players that want to play for you, that see it as the next step up. And then we've spent all year chasing Frankie de Jong, who clearly don't want to come to us. And
why would he? Yeah,
I've just accepted that now, that he don't want to come to us. Yeah. And if he watched that on Sunday, if there was any glimmer of a hope, it's not happening, is it?
Did you watch any of the Newcastle match?
I've seen the highlights.
Did you see what a player Bruno is?
He is a very good player. Yeah. That goal by, was it Shah?
Yeah,
that was beastly. Yeah, that Bruno. I do like Bruno, but you just look like a team.
Your team completely.
Oh, 100%. I think there's 2 or 3 Newcastle players that would walk it. Well, probably more than 2 or 3, to be honest. You just like a team that know what you're doing, that fight for each other. Everything we're not.
And we're 4th in the league.
I've not even looked at the table.
Funny that.
Where are we? We must be near the bottom.
I didn't look.
There was only one goal.
When I got past 10th, I wasn't bothered.
Yeah. This is the first time that we've lost the last game of one season and then lost the first game of the season after as well. But the transfers are just... It's just an absolute shambles. I don't even know where we go.
Yeah, but I still don't get it, because you mentioned in transfers, you're still going to be paying players loads of money and getting people in. Are they going to fight for the shirt?
Well, this is
or
the
are they just going to play for the money?
If by some miracle we do sign de Jong, he clearly don't want to play for the club. He's going to be on astronomical wages.
And he's going to get something stupid like a 5-year contract.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just another Pogba all over again. Arnautovic, he's going to have a fat wedge. Is it Bologna, is it?
Some on that.
Well, he's not going to be on much money there, is he? So we're going to give him a fat wage.
Bring back Igalo.
Well, that's basically what it is. We've got some weird obsession with like old past it strikers and all.
Ronaldo.
It started with Falcao, then Igalo. We've had Cavani. There was someone else. Obviously, Ronaldo we've just signed. Who else was there? Well, Arnautovic.
Michael Owen.
But that was under Fergie. He won a league title, so I wouldn't really question too much Fergie had done. But yeah, I don't know. Let's talk. You can talk about Newcastle. I'm just going to sit here.
But there's not a lot to say. Basically, the man with the better knowledge is here.
I've took absolute pelters all weekend from Newcastle fans, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, obviously people that I'm coming out of the woodwork that I've not spoke to for years of piping up.
My delusion is now turning into reality, and that's why I've had a smile on my face the whole way through this video.
I was dreading seeing your smug face, to be honest. I will say it's one game. I'm
not going to get too carried away. No.
Well, either way, it's one game for you, one game for us. It could go tits up for you. We could magically turn into prime Barcelona.
We've got Brighton at weekend, so we'll see what happens there.
Well, it's funny because I said in the preview it would be nice to see how much we've improved, and well, we haven't, have we? It's well, they could have scored more. I mean, Bruno missed a good chance quite early on the game, which if he scores that, it's a different game. Rashford misses a sitter. I know he got given offside, but if VAR would have overturned that, he wasn't offside. He misses a volley later on that I don't care what professional footballers should be scoring them. I see them goals scored in Sunday League.
Yeah.
Like, they should be scoring them goals.
Oh, Almiron was bad for it.
But this, back to the midfield, this is the problem that our forward players are having, because our midfield is so bad. And I think people like to get on at Rashford, Sancho, Ronaldo, but when you look at Liverpool, Salah's getting 5, 6, 7 chances per game. Kane's getting 4, 5, 6 chances per game. Any City player's getting 4, 5, 6 chances per game. So they can miss a couple and they know they're going to get more.
Yeah.
Whereas our strikers know they're getting that one chance.
So there's the pressure of it.
And because the midfield, the passes from the midfield are either too short, too long, too straight, behind them, in front of them, too slow, too late, too early. And there's just way too much to do. And same defensively, like McTominay loses the ball for the first goal. The whole team is out of shape then because he's lost the ball.
Yeah.
So defenders like Maguire then has to make a decision. Do I stick to my position or do I gamble? And it just has such if you've got two quality midfielders that don't give the ball away, that can take the ball anywhere, it makes a massive difference to the team.
Yeah. I mean, Dan Burn didn't really have anything to do at all. Pope could have had a hammock between the posts.
The Pope.
That's the difference, yeah.
So
now we've got confident players on the ball like Bruno and Joe in the middle. It makes such a difference to the side, yeah.
The other thing I saw later on in the game, they were passing it on the end of our box, and McTominay was just like half running from one player to, you know, where you sort of like running back and then back, and just, what are you doing? It's like you see in Sunday League, where you don't, because people don't run in Sunday League here, but it's just, I don't know what to say. We'll be all right when Arnautovic signs, won't we?
Yeah, bang on, mate, bang on. Wilson for England.
Yeah, he looks good. I've said if
now,
he's fully fit all season, he's a bit of a game changer for you.
Yeah. He had some brilliant touches and movement at the weekend.
Like I said, I didn't see the whole game. I saw highlights, and I don't like to look at stats because, I mean, possessionally, we absolutely battered Brighton. But then if you watch the game, it's a completely different game.
Yeah. And
it actually doesn't feel like you dominate possession because you're doing so bad. But I looked at the stats of Newcastle, I watched the highlights, and they look like like I say, Forest, I don't know.
You can't get carried away with it too much.
You know, a solid 2-0 win dominating the game. What, did you have something like 18 shots or something?
Almiron must have had about 10. Well, I call them shots.
They'd fit in well with us then, wouldn't he?
But his all-round play was a lot better. He just needs to learn to finish. But yeah, it was a good start to the season.
But then, like you said, you just summed it up. Your centre-halves had nothing to do.
No, absolutely. They did not look worried.
But that is when you know a team's played well, when your centre-halves have had nothing to do.
Just Bruno, every time he got cool, composed, even on the edge of our area, he's playing it back to a defender in the area. Like, it's ridiculous, the composure he's got.
Yeah, he is a good player. Yeah. And they're the type of players I think you need to be. Like, City did it with like Zabaleta and company.
Yeah.
They found 2 or 3 sort of cheap hidden gems. I think that's what you need to do.
100%.
Or you could get involved in signing Arnautovic.
No thanks.
Or Robot, as Jamie would say. I ain't got a lot more to say.
No.
I don't know if you've got anything else to say.
No, I've got nothing else to say. No. I'll let my smile talk for me. And I
was dreading this. I honestly didn't think this day would come. But
hopefully there's plenty more.
I'll have to settle you up on your bet, won't I? Right, that's it from us. We'll hopefully catch you next week.
See you later.